Okay, there we go. Okay, we're live. We've been live for like 6 seconds already. So, what's up, everybody? This is G2K. I hope this, babe. Will you check and see if this is streaming? Because it's not looking like it might be. Oh, nope, it is. It is. Okay, we got some. What's up, everybody? This is G2K. I have a special guest here today. This is Steph. I'm just saying VB. Now, I got a question. I'm sure you'll answer it later, but this is Steph. She's an awesome lady. She is one of us when we're here for the serious stuff. And my community knows how I do these things. So, with that being said, Stephanie, the floor is yours, sweetheart.
Uh, Thank you, Aaron. Thank you for having me, G2K. And hey, everybody
Absolutely.
that's out there, thank you so much for having me, guys. I'm just saying VB, or also known as Steph. Um, I am honored to be here for I think this is my first interview, really. So I'm a little nervous, but we're going to get
It's
through
just,
it.
just
So,
it's just you and me. We're just you and I having a conversation for now. Just look at it like if you're nervous, and these things can be nervous. I mean, I was nervous every time I do an interview, so just relax. We're all good. You're not going to get drilled by anybody. So what's up, Remy? What's up, Clockwork?
so a little bit about myself. I have been working with children since I was a child. My first job on the books was when I was 12. I was a junior counselor at a camp, and I have been working with children whether I wanted to or not ever since. I am originally from Jersey, and I spent about 17 years living in Charlotte, North Carolina, where I had a business for 10 of those years dealing with children. And it was an after school and summer camp program where we offered homework mandatory, mentoring, and then other things that I felt that would culturally round the children, right? So it was no electronics. So pretty much bringing them back to basics of what it meant to be a child, right? During the year, of course, we did homework, we checked it, made it easy for parents for when you come pick up your child, they can go home and have a good time with them, right? They didn't have to be stressed about homework and things like that. And then in the summer,
Right.
we had a lot of fun. And, we're able to expand a little bit more on that. So I moved from North Carolina to Florida to start something different. Didn't know what I wanted to do and had been thinking about it, but I kind of stepped away from, a business dealing with children. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So in that I had, looked at different options and nothing really was working out. But, I'm not a big social media person, or I wasn't a big YouTube person either. But I started to hear things about children going missing. And at first, like I was hearing it, but I don't think I was really focused on the numbers that people were
It wasn't
saying
really
of
clicking. It
children that were
wasn't really
missing.
clicking inside the brain. It
And
wasn't really
I don't
clicking,
know
right?
what day it was. I can't remember. Right. Exactly. It wasn't clicking. Like I knew it. And, we grew up with children that were missing. We grew up with the man in the white van, and you watch out and you don't go by yourself. And we grew up with all the stranger danger. So it wasn't something that was, foreign. It just
Right.
wasn't something that I really recognized as being such a dire issue that it is today,
Right.
you know? Um,
Yep.
and so once it clicked, I was like, wait, what? And I'm like, that sounds like too many. That sounds too high. What's going on? And so at that point, being the person that I am, I decided somebody has to do something about this. Somebody has to say something about this. Does anybody know about this? So I came to YouTube because, in my mind, this was a public platform where you could network with all different types of people from all over the world, right? And where better to get in touch with people who were like-minded, that understood what was going on, because I didn't understand everything that was going on. I just knew that there was something was going on, and I needed to be a part of the solution. So, came to
Right. If you're not part of
YouTube,
the solution, if you're not
this
part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Right.
exactly. And
Right.
I am a person of action. If I say I'm gonna do it, then I'm gonna do it. It is what it is. I don't do a whole lot of talking about things. I'm about that action. So I came to YouTube. I looked around different people's platforms and I listened to what they were talking about. And I reached out to a couple of different people, never really heard anything back about, from anybody, because of course they're big platforms and, they don't answer their emails or maybe see them or whatever the case. And finally, I got connected with Mike and his channel, and he was one that allowed people to come up and talk and share. And when he allowed me to come up and speak and share, I, let it out what I was here for. And he was there to help people as well. And so we kind of teamed up. I worked with him. I learned about YouTube, about how this whole machine functions from him. And then, once I got my bearings, I was able to, go into my section and kind of start building, right? And so from there, that's what we've been doing. And, I've met you and I've met others who are, doing the same thing, want to help people, want to be a person who want to protect these children, want to make a difference. And so that's what we've been doing. So on our channel, we talk about different things and we highlight different things, and, we make plans and things like that. And one of the things that I decided was necessary, because at the time we were coming to YouTube and we were discussing about all the things we were going to do. But the only time we were able to discuss was when we were on YouTube, right? We were on a live or something. And so I decided to, reconstruct my website and everything like that and gear it toward what we were doing today, right? And so the website is geared for people to be able to go see what we're doing even when we're not on a live, right? So now you can access, the Lorraine Academy, which is the name of my business, wherearethechildren.org, which is, our hashtag that we use. It's easy for people to remember, and find out what we're doing, how you can get involved, and, just continue to grow from there and spread awareness. So that's the long and short of what I've been doing and where we are today.
Okay, so now tell us a little bit about who you are. Like, married, you got kids, you know what I mean? Like, whatever
Yes,
as long as you feel comfortable disclosing it, you know what I mean? You don't have to, but we're a family around here. So.
I am married. Yes, I am married. I have 3 children. They're all grown. I have 2 grandchildren. And my first husband, he was killed. And so I was a widow at 28 years old and did not receive anything from the government like I was supposed to, because I had 3 young children under 10. And I had to pretty much figure out a way to make it work with my 3 children by myself. And that's where my business came into play. So I was blessed to be able to have the business, be able to support my family, take care of my children, and then once they got older, then I was able to, move on to something else. So yes, but I am married now as well. So I was single for many, many years and just got married about 2 years ago.
Well, congratulations.
And so thank you. Thank you. So yeah, so that is a little bit about my family. I don't really have any other family. Well, my family is huge, but I'm talking about like what I consider anchors. Both my parents passed away. It was a lot. I dealt with a lot. A lot of people passed away at the same time as my husband, my first husband. So, there was a lot of trauma, a lot of drama going on at a very young age. Because like I said, I was 28 when my husband was killed and had to raise 3 young children. So now my children are grown, which thank goodness I got through it. And now I feel the need not only to leave something for my grandchildren for when I'm gone, but also for the world. And so everything that I try to do is to try to make the world a better place in whatever way I can. I know I can't do it all, but I can try. And so, that's my goal. And what better way to leave the world in a better place than to, look after and take care of those who can't look after and take care of themselves. So
Right. Right. So you seem to have a huge passion for this. Okay. Like, is there an incident in your life that like did a family member go missing or any of that, or just something that caught your eye and you're just like, there's somebody needs to address this shit?
It was just somebody needs to address this. That's what it was for me. I did find out I do have a family member that is missing at right now. And I found out about it after, you know, the whole hype of it. So it was before I decided to do this, right? Recently I found out more about what happened with this family member. She's a teenage girl. She was in school. She was groomed by, you know, adults in her school. They knew what was going on. And she was led in by a friend, by her best friend, who also, you know, um, was missing, you know. So come to find out after speaking to another family member and them telling me about what's going on, I said, she's being trafficked. That's what's going on. Because they did not know anything about this. Like, and the things that they were telling me were things that I had already learned and already knew and things like that. But that wasn't what brought me to it. I was already I already came to it because of those numbers. It was those numbers that were just like, this is no, this can't be like this no. And like 500,000, a million, 300. I said, no. That's too many. That's too many. Something has to be done, and so that's what brought me to this space and YouTube. But we are dealing with that as a family as well. So
Yeah. Well, I hope they get found at some point in time. And it's a touchy subject. I tell you what, man, because I mean, it breaks my heart. It really does. So
yeah.
you said you were aware that children go missing and shit. So like,
Mm-hmm.
once you started seeing the numbers, that was it. Now that's what
Yeah.
happened with me. Like that's what, like, I had my mind made up on what I was going to do here on YouTube, and
Mm-hmm.
but I was just, I don't know, I just kind of took it kind of slow, and then I started really getting into the numbers, and oh my gosh, dude,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
the amount of children that are getting abused and go missing every single day in this country, it's ridiculous. So
Yeah.
so I'm a numbers guy. I'm a numbers guy now. I didn't used to be, but tell us about some of these numbers that caught your eye. Like, how many children go missing in the United States on a daily basis?
Oh my God. I can't even. I just knew that the numbers were staggering, and one of the numbers that really like spoke out to me was the numbers of children that were coming into this country that were not born in this country, that were coming across the border. I think they said like something like 400,000 in a year or 2 years. Something. It was like, what? Like, what's going on?
Right.
And these kids, and the fact that these kids were coming across the border alone. They weren't coming with parents and guardians. They were being dropped over the border, or they were being trafficked over the border.
Right.
And then to come to find out that the reason why is because the United States is number one for child, pictures and videos and all types of disgustingness. And so
Child
all they're doing
pornography.
is
Yep.
feeding the machine with these
Yep.
children. Disgusting.
Right. Right.
Disgusting.
So I forgot to tell you this, okay? When we're over here, you don't have to do this, but you don't have to watch your mouth over here. Like, I'm serious. Like, we don't say SA, we say sexual abuse. We don't say grape, we call it
Okay.
rape. We call things what they are because they are serious. We don't,
Okay.
I just feel like if we use them, I mean, I'm not telling you you have to, but you can. I don't worry about
Okay.
that kind of shit. I
Okay.
don't worry about that kind of stuff because I'll fight right back with YouTube because I don't give a shit. Like I feel like
Okay.
if we dumb these down and we sugarcoat them, well, we're just doing that. We're sugarcoating them,
Right.
and they're not going to be serious. Like we're gonna have a whole generation of kids that are afraid of eating grapes. You know what I mean? Like it's for real. You know
Right.
what I mean? So like they're serious
Right.
words. I wish we didn't have to say them, but we do. So just know we speak
Right.
freely over here.
Right. Okay, cool. I tried because I didn't like all the made up words. So I try to find, synonyms for the words that I'm looking for because I refuse to use grape and all that
Yeah.
other stuff. I'm like,
Mm-mm.
nah, I'm
I
not
won't
doing
either.
that. So I try like child pictures, child pornography and stuff like that. But
Yep.
I
Well,
try to,
you can just call it CSAM or child sex abuse material, child pornography.
yeah.
You know, we use the words
Okay.
for what they are around here. Just saying. Let me
Okay.
catch chat up real quick. Let me catch chat up real quick so they don't feel like I'm leaving out. What's up, Daniel Berry? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Stiffy's Hole is here. Xanthios is here. Daniel Berry's here. Thank you very much. Candy Wrapper, my sister. Hell yeah. Candy Wrapper's here, everybody. Miss Gothy's here. Brutal Bob says, my last case before retirement involved a man who was a serial pedophile. He committed crimes in 3 states before I arrested him and put an end to his nastiness. 8 of his victims are still missing.
Oh wow.
My God.
Oh wow.
I'm glad you were able to arrest him.
Yes, indeed.
Absolutely.
What's up, Lazy Jedi? What's up to the whitest white guy I know? Hands down. He's like neon white. Candy Wrapper, Candy Wrapper, Temper's in the house. Now, we gotta both give a good shout out. We both got to give a special shout out to Temper because if not for Temper, I wouldn't be hanging out with you and vice versa.
Absolutely.
So Temper, you are the boss.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Temper is a godsend. Absolutely.
Right, Candy Wrapper. Candy Wrapper says, "I hope he does more than 5 years." I did on FBI Friday. I don't know if you watched it or whatever, but I was talking about like I got fixated on it because this dude literally raped this girl. This girl like was real young at the time, obviously because of how she described what happened, and he got 5 years. He got 5 years for raping this young girl multiple times. He got 5 years. So
that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, why are these kids not important? It's ridiculous. Hey, Angela.
I mean, I got my theories behind why I think these judges and these prosecuting attorneys are doing what they're doing, but some people don't like to hear it, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
Enough about me. Everybody knows about me over here. Let's talk more about you. So sometimes I just get off on I get lost sometimes. So don't be afraid I'm serious. Don't be afraid to say, G2K, you're getting off track. Get your ass back on track. We're talking about me right now and not you. So, okay. Seriously, I won't get offended. I'm just saying. So.
Got you.
So numbers, okay?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, you're the numbers guy. Tell me the numbers because I know it's crazy.
I'm getting there. I wasn't prepared for this. But I think it's something like 22,000 children go missing every single year out of the United, or is it a day?
That sounds like a day.
I think it's a day. 22,000 children go missing every single day.
Because it's high. It's high.
That?
It's
yeah,
high. I know it's high.
It's horrid. It's horrible. That's almost a million children a year. And where are these children? Where are they going?
That's the thing, right? That's the thing. And that's one of the things that, from being on this channel and really meeting other people and seeing all different stories, I call it a tree because the tree has so many branches. It's not just one way. There are so many ways that these children are missing, that they're being harmed, that it's like when you look at this and it's just like, it's not one fire you can put out and say it's
Yeah.
done. It's
Yeah.
not one. Like, because there are, thousands of different ways that these predators and pedophiles are getting at these children.
Yes.
And, it almost becomes like this sick game of whack-a-mole.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the thing is,
it's all thanks to this,
pop
it's
up
all thanks to this
everywhere.
computer screen. It's all thanks to this computer screen and this thing called the internet.
Right.
You know what I mean? So sorry,
Right.
I didn't mean to keep talking. Go ahead.
Absolutely.
Go ahead.
No, absolutely. And technology can work to better humanity. It definitely can, but it also can work to destroy, society.
Oh yeah.
And at this point, that's what it's doing. And for anyone that doesn't feel like kids are important or children are important, I implore you to think about, well, what will you do in 25 years? What will you do in 30 years? Because these children, as Whitney saying, are the future. This is your future.
Yeah.
These little people will one day be making laws and rules about your old behind.
Yeah. See, and that's one thing. That's one thing that scares me. Like if it's this bad right now, and if we don't do something now, how bad is it going to be in 20 years from now?
Yeah.
When my grandkids start having kids and shit, you know what I mean? It's going to be horrid. It's already bad enough. Thank you. Well, the thing is, 5 GTK memberships today. I appreciate it. I really do. 5 new ninjas were made today because of, well, the thing is, thank you very much. Oh, I was looking up numbers. I was just getting ready to listen to more of your story, so I'm just saying.
But yeah, so those are the things that I'm passionate about, and as I'm learning and as I'm becoming in contact with other people that are going through other things, the stories are all different. Like, you think you've heard one and it's all this type of story, but it's not. The stories are all different. And even when you feel like it's a cut and dry story, like this is exactly what it is, it becomes something else. And it's a never-ending battle. It's a never-ending battle. Like I said this earlier today on my channel, this is something that we're going to do for the rest of our life. This is a lifetime long journey, because as long as evil exists in the world, we will continue to do this.
I say the exact same thing. Like, and like when I started doing what I do here, and when I started my personal war against pedophilia, I knew and accepted the fact that it's a war that can't be won. As long as human beings exist on this planet, so unfortunately, so will pedophilia. I wish I could look you guys all in the face and tell you differently, but I can't, because it'd be a lie. Like, human beings are disgusting creatures. Period. There are. And as long as human beings walk this planet, unfortunately, so will pedophilia, so will kidnapping. And like, I know it's a war we can't win, but it's a war we can make a hell of a difference in. We can create a lot. We can make a lot of people not become victims at all. A lot of people help. You know what I mean? A huge dent and change the lives of so many innocent children whose lives are going to be destroyed.
Right.
Yeah.
The fight continues regardless.
Yes.
The fight continues regardless.
Regardless. The day I die, I will be screaming out, protect the children, knowing that there's children out there being messed with, and I'm not okay with that.
Exactly.
I'm really not.
Exactly. And anybody that can't see that, anybody that can't, focus on that, right now, one of my pet peeves is that we get offended by, or I say we, but not necessarily me, but society gets offended by everything else. They ready to go to war on everything else. But don't nobody want to go to war about these kids? I mean,
and I don't. Well, I got. Yeah. You know, can I have you do me a favor? I don't mean to cut you off again, but I think you're lagging a bit. Can I have you jump off panel and then come back on in?
Yeah, sure.
See if it'll fix it, because I think we're behind a little bit. You're behind anyway.
Okay.
We're lagging a little bit. I'm not that good at cutting people off, so you know what I mean? And it seems like my timing is like perfectly cutting her off every time she says something. Do, do, do. Give you something nice to look at. Oh, I'm just giving my audience something nice to look at my face. Right.
Better.
I think so. We'll see. I just have this problem with cutting people off. Like I mean, it's not a problem cutting them off. Like I try not to do it. I really can't. Like when somebody's speaking, it's hard for me to talk over them. But it just seemed like to me, like every time I was going to say, like, you know what I mean, I kept cutting you off. So I was feeling bad, and I think that might be a problem, but I think we might have it fixed now. So I'm just saying.
It's okay. It's okay. We're talking about something that's very important. Get passionate, so it's all good. We're all moving in the right direction.
Yes, indeed. So tell us about this website you got going.
Okay, so the website is based off of my company, which was the Lorraine Academy, and that's the company that I've had for over 10 years now. And the nonprofit that's associated is Lorraine Academy Network. And I decided to, like I said, revamp the website so that I could make it a place where people could come when we weren't on the lives, right? And they could still get information because we were doing so much, and we were, we had so much information to share. We were like kind of running a list of things, and I was like, I need to get this website up so people could come here even when we're not here. Right.
Right.
And so that's pretty much what I did. So now the website is set up. And let me present again, because when I left, I canceled it out. I will put that up there for you.
Okay, and then while this is up here, I'm just gonna go ahead and pop down so we can have you and the website up there. Okay.
Okay.
Because like I said, this is Awareness Monday. We're making everybody aware about your website, about who you are, what you're doing, and hopefully we can get you some subscribers, get some shit in motion for you, and show you what real community is about.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I appreciate you.
Absolutely.
So this is the website. Here you go. At Lorraine Academy, showing God's true love through service. This is my original mission and slogan from when I had my business. Nothing with this has changed. So, safe spaces for growth, learning, and connection. The Join Us button takes you to the YouTube channel. And so basically it talks about how we support children and families, because, when we support children, we're supporting their families. We want these children to have healthy families. Okay. It's not just the children. They have to be someplace where they can grow and they can learn and they can be supported and loved. So in order to do that, we have to be able to support families as well. So our mission at the Lorraine Academy, we are dedicated to providing safe opportunities for youth and teens to grow, develop, learn, and connect with others. Our mission is to encourage healthy lifestyles, progressive citizenship, positive character traits, and community involvement. So this part of the website takes some of what I've done before, and it'll move us up to what I'm doing now. So these are all old pictures. All of these kids right here are grown now. So these are old pictures from our Facebook and from our website when we had the after school and summer camp program. So if you see here, these kids were actually in science lab. That picture, a visual journey at the Lorraine Academy. These are the events and things that we used to do. This helicopter here is dropping eggs. For Easter, we did a helicopter egg drop. And so I had the helicopter come in. We gave him 10,000 eggs. He would drop the eggs. The kids would go get the eggs and they would turn them in for candy. It was an event that we did every year. It was free for the community, a way for us to connect with the community, give back. and just one of the many events that we did during the year. So you can see the second picture right here. They're actually in the I think this was at the football field, and you see all the people that are out. So this was a big event that we did every single year. Thousands of people came out, and they had a lot of fun. So over here, and tell me if you can't see, because I'm like on both screens here. Over here on the right, you'll see another picture of the science lab class. That was something that we had during summer camp. We did science lab, we did STEM, we did everything
it's just the one page. It's just the one page.
Okay, so you'll see pictures of the kids when we had a petting zoo come out, and just different things that we did. At the bottom left, this is a picture of our after school program. The kids are here doing their homework over here. And on the right side, this is their Seasons of Giving, which was their Christmas, winter showcase that they did every year as well. So just showing a little bit of our past, right, where we've been. Then we come into Where Are the Children, so this is where we get into when I kind of got this a jolt of what's really going on in these numbers. So it says Lorraine Academy wants to know, where are the children? With over 500,000 children missing and exploited in the U.S. and millions more around the world, we have a problem of epic proportion. Something must be done to help find these children and keep them safe. And this is the donation page if you want to donate. We also formed a petition because what we found out early on was that the containers that come in and out of the U.S. ports are not all checked. And I felt that was really weird, that you complain of trafficking, you can complain of drugs, weapons, children, people, but you're not checking the containers that are coming in and out of your ports.
When I first seen that, sorry to cut you off. When I first seen that, literally, I damn near puked. Like, what a perfect way to disappear children.
Exactly.
What a perfect way to disappear children.
And that is why we started this petition. So here it says, you can sign the petition, join the fight to protect our youth. Statistics show that in the United States, only 3% of ocean shipping containers, 24% of truck containers, and 90% of rail freight containers are physically inspected. All incoming and outgoing shipping containers and transportation vessels should be inspected 100% of the time, no exceptions. And so we started a petition that, highlights that we want this, because even though it says 90% rail freight, 90% rail freight don't mean anything, because they're not leaving the country, unless they're going to Canada or Mexico, which I doubt. So you're just talking about within the United States. Okay, so 90% within the United States. But what about 3% of ocean shipping containers? They're leaving the United States. They're coming into the United States. Like, why are they not being checked? So that was our first, kind of step that we took, was to start that petition and circle it around. And the petition is on the website, so you can click on the button and it'll take you to the petition, and you can sign it if you want to sign it. So then we talked about awareness, of course, which ties into what you guys are doing today. Awareness is key. Some of our youth are being groomed and coerced into human trafficking. Find out how you can be more aware of what is going on with our children and teens. Let's protect our youth. So, that's a little bit about, it's an introduction to our awareness, which I'm going to go to our awareness page, but I want to go down this first page because it kind of outlines everything that you'll find throughout the website. So not only did we do the petition, but we also started a letter writing campaign, because I felt that it was important for not only to have the petition, but to write letters to the governors of these port states, letting them know that it is not acceptable to have shipping containers that are not being checked 100% of the time, but then complaining that you don't know where these drugs, guns, and people are going or coming from. Like, that just doesn't make sense. So here it says, want to see a change, send a letter to the governors of the U.S. states with shipping ports. Please feel free to view, print, and request the letter to change the way shipping containers are inspected in the U.S. ports. So the letter is literally right here. You click on it, you put your name on it, your address, put it in an envelope, stamp, and mail. We've made it that easy for people to participate. You don't have to think about what you're going to write. It's right there for you. If you want to change something to it, you can do that if that's what you want to do. So that's for the letter writing. One of the most important things that we have is our prayer line, because just like you said, we can't end this. As much as we want to, we can't end this. And at any point that we get into a position to where we feel there's nothing we can do, we always go to God with everything. That's my faith. That's, what I believe, that God can do all things. I can't do all things, but he can do all things. And so, we have a prayer line and a prayer team that meets every day. And these are the times that they meet. And if you wanted to be part of the prayer circle, you can, follow the directions here and go into the Zoom call, and, you can pray with them. If you have a prayer request, you can, send them your prayer request. If you're in our chat, they come through every single day and they collect anybody's prayer request, and they pray for not only our channel, not only the children, the families, but the world as a whole. So the most important part, I think, of what we do is pray and know that we can't do everything, but with God, all things are possible. So the rest of it is, we need you getting people to be a part of the solution, right? Currently, there are hundreds of thousands of missing children in the United States, and it says, please take time to view the current list of missing and exploited children. This information will be updated as necessary. If you see one of these children featured, please call your local law enforcement agency or emergency services. So this is our tab that leads us into all the children in the United States that are missing. And I update this every single month with the children that have been listed as. Now, this is not everybody. This is just the ones that they have on the website, right? But we're trying to get whatever information we can get out there. So if anybody wants to look through and see which children are missing, they can look through that on our site as well. So the fight for our future. Our youth are under attack. Predators, pedophiles, abusers, groomers, and other disgusting, heinous individuals are taking the quality of life from our children away right in front of our faces. And this was big for me, because this is where we get this connect that we did not have with these numbers, right? It's right in front of our faces and we're not seeing it. Many adults are not aware or don't care how bad the situation with our children has become. We promise to fight for our future. And so then there's a contact page and everything like that if you want to reach out or if you had a question. I'm going to go to our awareness page because this is our newest page, and this is where we highlight you and the awareness that you are bringing to this world through your channel. And so big shout out to Temper, because this was Temper's brainchild and he sent this to me, and I just appreciate him so much for that. So I'm just going to go over this page, and then if anybody wants to go to the website, by all means, you can either go to the LorraineAcademy.org or wherearethechildren.org. So either one of those websites will take you to our website. Doesn't matter which one you do. So it says help spread awareness. To be aware means to consciously recognize and be mindful of the environment around you. When danger is lurking, being aware helps to prepare you for what may come. It is a tool used to help keep us safe in unknown situations. Child predators aim to destroy the future greatness and dreams of our youth. Our children are under attack. We must stand at the forefront and battle for the lives of these children. Every 6 minutes, a child is abused in some way. And every day, approximately 22,000 children go missing globally. Parents, guardians, family members, friends, take the time to speak to the children in your life about these dangerous individuals and situations. Share with other adults the risks of staying silent and ignoring the signs of predatory behavior. We encourage everyone to communicate the facts, tips, and ways to prevent these predators from harming children. Each one teach one, and together we can protect the children. We can STOP, stand tough on pedophilia. And right here, this button takes you right to your channel, Aaron, so that people can get more information about, standing tough on pedophilia and what you guys are doing. So then we have our awareness.
This
And
is amazing. This is amazing.
yeah, stop me when I'm doing too much. Sorry,
No,
guys.
no, no. You're good. You're good. This is about you. I just got to throw my 2 cents in there. This is amazing. When I seen this the first time and I read it, I cried. It literally brought tears in my eyes. I'm not even joking.
Thank you to Temper. I'm telling you, it just, I mean, you know,
Yeah.
we all work as a team, and I love that. I love that. So awareness. Always ensure safety. As parents and guardians and caregivers, it is your duty to keep a child safe. Watch. Pay attention to who is communicating with your child. Ask. Speak to your child about what they see, hear, and do during the day. Relate. Allow a space for your child to be open and honest. Remember your desires as a child. Encourage. Let your child know they are supported and loved even when they make mistakes. Never ignore a feeling. Intuition is a blessing. If something feels off, it probably is. You know your child. Express love. Talk to your child about how love is expressed appropriately. Teach them the difference between good and bad touches. Step up. Be the protector, provider, and leader your child needs. STOP. Stand tough on pedophilia. And at the bottom, we've included our partners. I'm still including partners. So you see G2K down here as a partner. You see I'm Just Saying VB, which is my channel. You see Temper Gauge, which is right here, and Mary Gemini right there. I'm still waiting for others to add their logo, send me their logo so I can add partners. But anybody that's a part of this mission is a partner with us. Anybody that has looked up something or sent a video or reached out about a child or anything, you are a partner with us. We consider you a partner, and we want people to know, the world to know, that it's not just us by ourselves. There's a larger group. So anybody that has a logo that they want to add, a personal logo they want to add, and be a partner with us, email it to me. I'll add it up here. So, and that's our awareness page.
It's like I'm not like I was touched. I was really touched. That's awesome. Like couldn't have said it better myself. Uh, Temper, you're a genius. I'm just saying that's some great stuff, man. For real.
Yes, definitely. And like I said, there's other things on the website. All the missing children are listed on the website, as well as the letter. If you want to write a letter, as well as the petition, if you want to, sign the petition, all you have to do is click the buttons. That's it. If you want to donate, you can do that as well. Everything is there. So it was really important for me to get this website back up and running and restructure it so that people had a place to where they could say, okay, this is what they're doing, this is where they're at. And I add stuff to the website at least monthly. So but I'm very grateful, because I'm telling you, without the team that I have and the people that are behind me and support me, I would not be able to do this. Like, this is something that it takes all of us really to make it work. So I'm very, very grateful for everyone that has helped in any way and been a part
Absolutely.
of this in any way.
Absolutely. What's up, Alexis P? What's up? Avonlea? What's up, Avonlea Rising? What's up, Adrian? What's up, Alexis? Pink Peony, Mr. John. Tempers in the house. How you been, Pink Peony? Haven't seen you for a minute. Just saying. Hope you're doing good. So you wanted some numbers. Well, I happen to be a number guy. So if you're ready for some numbers, we can get into some numbers real quick.
All right, I can stop sharing now, right? Yes.
If you would, yes.
Okay, there we go.
Okay. Candy Rapper, can I actually can I get you to leave a message down in chat? That way I can get one of my moderators to, if I have one here. I'm not sure if I even got one here today. My moderators to drop your link, your website, and all that stuff. Huh? I don't think so. I thought I was gonna. Well, maybe is he? What the fuck? I thought Mr. John was one too, wasn't he? Dude, if I got another rogue mod on my ass, dude, I'm gonna be so upset. I'm not even kidding, dude.
Another what?
Okay. So I do have him on here, and he's just on his other phone. So let me fix that real quick, Tepper. Okay. We'll get you squared up on both of your accounts, on both your phones. Hang on a second. But yeah. So I've been hit by rogue mods 3 different times, like totally screwing shit up for me, man. It's bad.
Really?
Oh yeah. There's a lot of people on here that don't like what I'm doing.
Well, yeah. Well, we already talked about.
Mm-hmm. I got something in the works. I got something in the works. So
they still trying it on this end, but we ain't gonna stop. We still gonna fight.
The only way I'm gonna stop is when I take my last breath. That's it.
Exactly. When I stop breathing, I'll stop fighting, honey.
Yeah, that's damn straight.
God knew what he was doing. He knew what he was doing when he put all this fight in me, boy, honey. This a rebel right here, honey.
Yeah. Yep. It takes a strong person to do this stuff. It really is. You know.
It does. And as much attack as you get behind it, when people try to break you, you can't break somebody that, is on mission. You just can't do it. Like, you're wasting your time,
Yeah. Okay. See, I get spaced out sometimes. Like, so I caught myself that time before I got totally lost in something.
You're good.
So Temper, you should have your wrench now, and Candy Rapper, you should have your wrench back now too, as well, sweetheart. Now that you're coming back around. Let me jump back over here. Close this page out. Numbers. Who wants some numbers? National Missing Children Overview. 2,300 children go missing every single day in the U.S. That's the equivalent of over 840,000 kids each year if trends remain consistent. Let that sink in. 2,300 children every single day, and the numbers just keep on rising.
Yep.
According to Global Missing Kids, using FBI NCIC data, 460,000 children are officially reported missing annually through missing ranges, from runways to family abductions. Just all scenarios.
Mm-hmm.
Every year.
Yep. Data
from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or the NCMEC, indicates 29,568 missing children reports in 2024, which breaks down to about 81 new reports every single day. Daily, monthly, yearly. Let's break this down to a real truth perspective here. Per day, 2,300 missing children per day. Per month, it's only 69,000 children. Per year, 840,000 based on daily estimates, but official reports range from 460 to 550, with active cases fluctuating between 90 and 100,000 children in the NCIC database at any point in time. I'm having a hard time. Like, I'm really having a hard time.
Yeah. Yeah. It's almost, if you didn't understand, it's almost disheartening, because you can't do it all. You can't.
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. My bad.
Like, no, I was thinking, I don't know if you how familiar you are with the Bible, but it's like reading the book of Leviticus. If anybody has ever read the Old Testament Leviticus, it has rules, right? Rules. And every rule is a sin. Like, if you do this, it's sin. And the point of Leviticus is to let everyone know that everybody has sin, right? Like, you're not without it, right? But when you read it, it's so disheartening, because it's like, well, dang, I can't even like scratch under my arm. Like, it's so crazy. And this is what it feels like when you start reading those numbers. It reads like dang, like I no matter how much I want to, I know that I'm not going to be able to grasp it and hold it down. It's
hard.
Swinging for the air all the time for the rest of my life. That's the best that I can do.
Yeah,
and it's hard. Yeah. It's hard.
Well, we could just sit around and do nothing.
True, but that won't work.
I mean, but where's that going to get any? Where's that going to get any kids? You know what I mean? Like, for real. So, like,
right.
And whether you got kids or not, if you don't want to keep kids safe, you're a piece of shit.
Pretty much.
Like, I don't care whether you got kids or you don't matter to me. Like, you were a kid at one point in time. Right. There was somebody that cared about you that didn't have a kid. Like, for real. So pull your head up out of your ass and just help protect the children, man, whether you got them or not. If you don't, you're a piece of shit. Right. That's my opinion.
Right.
I'm saying.
Right. Well, if you're not for children, I amen to that. I second that one.
Yeah, babe. My wife said, well, what did you say, baby? Hang on. A little bit louder, babe.
Well, basically, if there's somebody out there that's not for the children, they gotta be a bad person, most likely. You know what I mean? They're gonna be a horrible person. So,
I mean, I'm sure there's some people out there that don't have kids that are nice, but I don't think, I mean, I'm just saying, like, it just is, if you got a problem with kids and you don't want to keep them safe and protected for your future, you're a piece of shit. You're a bad person, and I don't like you. I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
It's like you said, everybody was a child at some point.
I mean, for real. Weren't you grateful that there was somebody there to keep you safe? Like, for real. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Right. And you know what I recognized is that all the things that I learned and all the things that I had that I felt were, good for me when I was a kid, I took that and I brought it to those children that were part of my program. Everything that I had, even the things that I didn't like at the time, I knew as an adult, like, they had a good, a good lesson for me, good character building for me. All of those children, my after school and my summer camp, they were all exposed to those same things. So,
Wow. That's got to be. I just want to give them all a hug and say, it's going to be okay now. You know what I mean? Like, for real. Like,
yeah.
This shit's so damaging, and it's just a lifetime of yeah. I mean, I haven't ever been kidnapped. I'm sure, I could have been, but like, I haven't, so I really don't know how to really, but like, when it comes to the other things, for real, like, I just want to hug them, man. Like for real,
Yeah.
we have for real. I just it's just disgusting, and our government is not doing a damn thing about it. And why? Because they are the ones that's running the shit. I don't care what anybody says. They have a hand. They have to have a hand in it. 56,000 children go missing every single year out of the foster care systems in the United States alone, and are never seen again.
Yep. And let me tell
Yeah,
you the one thing that really irks me about my country is that
hey,
if it
Queen.
ain't about money, they don't care.
Yeah, yeah,
And it's always like when we can get rid of that love of money, then we can really start caring about people and caring about children. But that love of money keeps them from doing.
yep,
And that's the thing that I mean, and it's not just for it's for anything. When you look at anything that's not getting done, it's for this love of money that they are not getting it done because you see
yeah.
it be done in other places with less access and they get it done. But it's the love of money that keeps them from ever doing
Yes,
that. And it's
absolutely,
sad.
absolutely.
It's sad.
So we can relate what my channel's about and your channel. We can relate those two together. We can relate those two together. And this statistic, okay. Now, what state in the United States is the worst state for human child trafficking?
You want me to answer that? Who I think it is?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
I think it's California.
You're wrong. It's a
Mm.
trick question. It's actually Washington, D.C. Let that blow your mind.
Is it?
Washington,
Really?
D.C. Yes.
I'd have put some money on California, honey.
I'd have put money on Texas, Florida. I would have lost them. Like,
Mhm.
seriously. Per capita, per the 100%, hands down, Washington,
Wow.
D.C.
Wow.
How
That
crazy
is
is that?
bad.
How
Yeah, that
crazy
is
is that?
crazy. I would have never guessed
Hmm.
DC. I'd have been California, Texas, and Florida in that order. And
Yeah.
then New York.
Well, babe,
I said that speaks volumes itself, you know.
I mean, if that doesn't tell you why it still happens all the time and then why it's so bad,
Right.
I don't
You
know what
right.
else will. I don't know what else
You
will.
right. You
Like,
right. Yep.
let that sink in. Let that sink in, people. Like, for real,
Wow.
take a second and think about that.
Like, who would have thought?
Who would have thought
Wow.
that? Who lives in Washington, D.C.?
Right.
Oh,
The government.
right. Right? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Candy Rapper, this is her link right here, sweetheart. But I need to smoke, so I'm not going to smoke while I'm doing my interview with you, but I'm just going to kill my camera for a second.
Okay. And hey everybody, how you doing? If I missed you, hello. I hope everybody's having a good one. Oh my goodness.
So I got to know, what does the VB stand for?
Video blog.
Oh, I was thinking violent bitch, but I mean, you're like, you know what I
No,
mean? I come mess around with my kids and I'll become a violent bitch. You know what I mean? Like, come fuck around and find out. That's what I was kind of thinking. But that's just me.
I mean we can change it to that at that point, whatever. We can take a vote on what the VB should stand for because I am so that tells you right there how unattached to social media I was because somebody had I'm just saying, and I wanted something to be like, this is my opinion. This is what I'm just saying, right? But somebody already had that. So I had to add something to the end. I couldn't think of anything else. So I was like video blog because it was going to be a video blog. I was going to be on the video. So yes, it is that dry. Okay. So if you did not know that I wasn't social media before this, please understand that's how dry and simple it was. Video blog. But we can change it to vicious bitch too.
Wah, wah, wah. That's how saucy that VB was. I was expecting some heat on that. Or I'm not even
Yeah,
I'm not kidding. I was expecting some heat, coming from the like from way outfield, but boy, was I wrong.
So that's how everybody knows when I say I really was not on YouTube like that before this, you know, because I could not come up with nothing. Okay, nothing. I couldn't come up with anything. I was like, okay, video blog, VB. Okay.
Yeah, I think we should be. I think we should put in there hashtag violent bitch. You know what I mean? You know, like for real, we should really put that in there because we want people to, like stand tough on pedophilia. You know, that says, what does that say to you? We're gonna stand on your fucking neck. We're gonna stand on your fucking, and we're gonna hold you to the ground. You know what I mean? You gotta make shit so it catches their attention, so people won't forget that stuff. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, you don't have. I mean, vicious. You know,
I agree with you. So we'll take a vote on what VB should stand for now. So the next time I go on an interview, I can give them something boom like that instead of like.
Yeah. when they look at you like, oh my god, did she just say bitch? Say yeah, I did.
Yes, vicious bitch.
Yeah, put a hashtag vicious bitch right there. Hashtag vicious bitch. That's my vote. I cast my vote right now for vicious bitch. I'm just saying.
You guys in the chat, let me know what you think. Very beautiful. Aww.
Oh shit! Damn it! Now I got to go with that one. Damn. But that doesn't strike fear into people, though.
No, does it? It doesn't. It's like, you know, she's gonna be nice to me, and listen. I've had to cut some people down a couple of times and let them know. So vicious bitch does.
Right, candy wrapper. You're right. You're right. I'll touch on that in just a second. You should actually do this. Go VB like squared. You know what I mean? With the two above it, the little two above it. Why? Because you're a beautiful, very beautiful, vicious bitch. Very beautiful, vicious bitch.
There you go.
Hands down. VB squared. VB squared. Very beautiful, vicious bitch. You want to see this very beautiful? Bitch. You want to see this very beautiful woman go fuck the vicious bitch on you real quick? Mess with the kid and watch the fuck happen. Hands down. Like I'm so sick of all these. I'm so sick of all these pansies and shit. Like all these. Oh my god, did he just say the word fuck? I'm actually trying to stop saying that so much, just for myself and just for no other reason besides myself. I'm trying to use the word fug, but I'm so sick of all these. Oh, you just said that word. I'm getting. Well, then leave. Like if you're offended by what I say, then that's a you problem, not my. That's not me.
Right.
You know
we got bigger fish to fry, baby.
Yeah.
We got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. So Candy Wrapper says, sometimes I wonder if they want it to be the everyday norm, but I'm sorry, I don't fucking think so. What they do to the children is disgusting. I say it all the time. They are trying to normalize these behaviors.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
What do you think? Why do you? Anybody can say whatever they want. You might like me, you might not. I don't really care, because I have a problem with when they started pushing this MAP agenda. Okay, minor attracted persons, minor attracted people. Now, come up to me and tell me you're attracted to my underage daughter and you're a full-grown man or woman. I'm gonna beat the fucking brakes off you.
Yeah,
period.
Pretty much. I'm a little.
You ain't even got to touch him. I'm gonna beat the brakes off you. That's the difference between me committing a murder on somebody and me just beating your ass. Is whether you touch them or not. You know what I mean? Because I would. Like I'd call the police department. And I'd say, so and so did such and such with my daughter. On your mark, get set, go. You better find it before I do, because this is going to become a different case altogether if I find it before you do. 100%.
Right.
I don't care. And I would walk into prison with my head held high.
Yeah. Oh well, I'm gonna sleep good on this prison bed.
Yep, I'll sleep. I probably had the best night's sleep I ever fucking had.
Right.
Even if you know what I mean, for real. Yep.
Yeah, they want to desensitize the masses. The more they introduce it, the more they push it, the more they want to desensitize it. I was watching a movie last night. I think it's yesterday with my husband, True Lies. Do you remember that movie, True Lies, with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Okay. Yep. There is a part in that movie where the guy that's trying to hit on his wife, that's like lying about being a spy, he's in the car with him and they're driving around, right? Yeah. And he talks about Jamie Lee Curtis's ass. And he's like, oh, and her ass is like the ass of a 10-year-old boy.
Yeah, fucking dude.
Wow.
Mission would have been over right there because I would have cremated his fucking face right then and there, dude.
And I think in this one, he you know, in the clip you see him hit him, but he doesn't really hit him. Like in his mind, he's like knocked the crap out of him. But the fact of the matter that the man said, and it's in a movie, and you're referring to a woman's ass like a 10-year-old boy, firm like a 10-year-old boy, was like,
get the
like they've been playing in our face for a very long time.
Subtle
very
shit.
Long time.
Subtle shit.
Yeah.
Like if it's not pointed out, like if it's not like I'm hyper vigilant to this shit. Like I can see it. I can smell a pedophile. I'm not even like I can smell a pedophile. Like I sniff them out. I don't even give a shit.
Yeah.
Like for real. Like when it comes to that, like I check the sex offender registry, my city sex offender registry at least 3 times a week. I got their faces memorized. I point them out in public. I don't care. I point them out in public. I let them know that I know that I know what they've done. Like for real. Like like about 7 months ago up here at the 7-Eleven. Well, it's not 7-Eleven, but most people can relate to that. But up here at my 7-Eleven, this guy was coming out of the 7-Eleven. This lady was walking in and he stopped her and he started talking to her. Well, she had 2 little girls, probably about 5 and 6, 5 and 7, 6 and 7. Between 5 and 7 years old, the 2 of them, and she was sitting there talking to him, smile on his face. Her kids were all, and I was like, oh hell no, this ain't happening under my watch. I walked right up to her and I said, "Ma'am, can I talk to you for a second? Like, ma'am, can I talk to you for a second?" And the dude kind of looked at me and he's like, kind of looking at me like, "What the fuck?" I said, "Do you know that this guy is a registered sex offender?" Her face hit the fucking ground. She was about to give him her phone number. I pulled it right up. Boom. And I was like, "I'm sorry to tell you, ma'am, he wasn't talking to you because he was interested in you. As effed up as that sounds, he wasn't talking to you to get in your panties. He was talking to you to get in your daughter's, to get to your daughter, 100%. And he just kind of looks at me like, I'm looking at him like, do something. Fucking let me chew you the. I don't got teeth, but let me chew you the fuck up right now."
You so silly.
You know what I mean? And I would have, dude. I don't even give a shit. I don't care.
Yeah.
Thank God
for that. Thank God for you passing by at that point. Like, I mean,
right? Yeah.
I'm telling you. But yeah, and that's the thing. Now, especially dealing in this space, I don't feel like I would have accepted it back then, like as a funny joke. But now, in this space, it's like, the fuck are you? Like, they really said that? Like, how the hell?
How many people have seen that movie that have never caught that? The very first time I watched that movie, I was actually watching it with a buddy of mine, my cousin of mine. I was like, "What the fuck did he just say?" I was like, "Rewind that shit."
Because it's like, what? Ew.
It's like, ew. What the fuck? And it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And people don't see it. Like, back to this minor attracted people shit. Like, no. I don't care. If you're attracted to a child, you better keep that shit to yourself.
You better. You better not around here.
You better not go out of your way to bring it to my attention, because I'll show you what my attention is going to get you. You know what I mean?
Around here. Not around here will that fly. That weirdo stuff, you keep that away from here.
Yeah, for sure.
Away from here. You know, and it's always something trying to, like you said, normalize, desensitize, and the agenda continues to move toward depravity, like any type of depravity.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter. They get one, and then they'll move it forward again. More depravity. Like, and trying to, undermine and unwind the fabric of what society is, piece by piece.
Yeah. See, and like I don't like it, like this transgender stuff that's going on. I really don't care. Like, if you want to be a man and identify as a woman, to each their own, or vice versa. Me myself, I like to identify as a street lamp. That really gets people out, catches people off guard. You know what I mean? Like, like what? So, like, about 5-6 months ago, My wife and my daughter, we're in Walmart. My wife and my daughter go in the bathroom, and I'm standing there, and this dude comes walking up in a mini skirt. I put my hand out. I said, "Boop!" I was like, "What do you think you're doing, bro?" He's like,
Right.
I said, "No, you're fucking not." My wife and my daughter are in there, and I can tell because your beard says you're a man. You ain't going in there, bro. If we can have it, we can have a problem, or you can just go in the men's restroom, or you can wait until my daughter and my wife get out of that fucking bathroom. You ain't going in there,
right?
Unless you can get past me, and I'm 260 fucking pounds. I might not be tall as hell, but you're not just gonna push past me, and I can eat them. I can take some shots before I go down. Trust and believe that shit.
Right.
So you know what I mean. You're not gonna get past me, and it's like. You know what I mean? Like, for real. I don't play with that.
I don't understand. Like, what is this that they must think it's easier to be a woman. And maybe physically, it's easier, right? Because now you're super strong as a woman or whatever. But it's not easy to be a woman, honey. Women have to have the emotional intelligence and the mental capacity and wherewithal to a whole nother degree that people don't even think about. Okay, but it feels like all these men feel like, oh, I'm gonna be a woman, my life is gonna be easier. Yeah, probably because you don't bleed every month. You don't have to go through cramps. You don't have to go through PMS. You don't have to go through, having a kid. You don't have to go through menopause. You don't have to go through, all the being objectified by the world. Okay, you don't have to go through that.
Like for me, I'm happily married, man. I'm glad I don't have to deal with the whole dating scene. I've been married for almost 20 years now. Like, I'm dedicated to my wife. But I'm just going to put this out there as an example. If I was single and I went to a bar and picked up on a female who had previously been a male and transitioned to be a female, and I took her home and had sex with her and later on found out that she was a man before, I would press rape charges on her. 100%. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. Like, and it'd be like I'd probably be getting different charges pressed on me. You know what I mean? Like, because I've heard some. You know what I mean?
It's
for real.
A whole world out there, boy. I don't even know. Like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah. This is bad. But it was something on Instagram, and they were like, this guy was convicted of putting, what was it, Viagra in his dates' drinks. He was spiking their drinks with Viagra.
That's fucked up.
Just to make sure.
Wow. That's rape. That's rape. That's rape.
I'm like, dude, if it's that bad to where you have to put Viagra in a female's drink to make sure she's a female, you might not. I'm not going out the house. I'm not going out the house.
Well, see. I'm thinking, you know what I mean? Like, because there are men out there that have had, like, do you know how it works? Do you know what they do? How they change a male into a female?
No, I don't think I have.
They split it right down the middle. They split it right down the middle, a left and a right. Then they take it and they tuck it up inside and they graft it to the insides of their legs, on the inside of their vagina, of their newly made vagina. That's how they do it. Let the rest of that sink in. How would that?
Yeah, I'm
good. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, someone would be hurt, like coughing hurt. Okay, so I'm gonna catch up the chat real quick because if you hang out over here, you'll find out real quick. I suck at this chat stuff.
You're fine.
I really do. So, because I really honestly try to read every single comment. You know what I mean? Okay. I really do try to read every single comment. I'm a slow reader, but sometimes I just get focused on the panel, and you know what I mean? So,
no worries.
Oh shit, I think I'm already caught up. Hey. I'm only two messages behind. I'm doing good. Yeah, and then they have a package. They should not be allowed. Right. Absolutely. I agree. But you know what? There were people looking at me like, what's this motherfucker doing? I'm like, we can turn this into a 1-on-20. I don't give a shit, man. He's not coming in here. He's not coming in here. And like, until you have that penis no longer there, you ain't going in there either, man. Like, for real. That's just how serious it is to me. So, how low can you go just for some? Right? Yeah, really. Well, no, she was, oh my God. I'm just saying, I forgot your name for a second. Holy shit.
It's okay. You have a brain fart.
So Temper, what she's saying is this dude was going around putting Viagra in their drinks, not to sexually induced, but to see if they were actually men. Because what happens when you take a Viagra? You get a boner. You know, so it wasn't like he was trying to take advantage of. I hope not. Anyway, it's not like he was trying to take advantage of. He just making sure they were
protect himself.
Yeah,
crazy.
Yeah, sure. In the movie Joyride, oh yes, I know what you're talking about too. I do. In the movie Joyride, was caused two guys pretended to be a woman on the CB, and they got stalked by Rusty Nail. Yep, remember that shit? Yep, I remember that movie. Candy cane. Yeah. You got my pink champagne? Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
FAFO.
Is what? Who's in that one?
The one that was in Fast and Furious that died, whatever his name is. Paul Walker.
Paul Walker.
Yep.
I don't know if I saw that. I don't know. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
It's a trippy movie. Yeah. Okay, so I usually try to keep these at about an hour. We go a little bit longer sometimes, but we've reached the point in time in the show where you get to ask me any 3 questions you want, and I'll answer them honestly, wholeheartedly, regardless of what they are.
Make them good, girl. Make them good.
Okay. So if you had one wish, what would it be? One wish, anything you want, what would it be?
Ooh, they're gonna hate me for this one, but my wish would be all children are safe, happy, and healthy on this planet. That's my one wish.
Okay. That's awesome. Let's see. What do you do when you feel like this is becoming too much, like when you get overwhelmed? What is your way of either taking, like, relaxing or detoxing or getting yourself back to regulation? Because like you said, this is very difficult to deal with every day, all day. So what are your steps to kind of release some of that stress that comes with doing this every day?
That's a very good question. I pray that I continue to have the strength to continue doing what I'm doing. I've found myself many times on here where I was ready to take the channel down. I just couldn't do it anymore because, like, when you put this in your life so much, like, there was a time I was looking for days and weeks, months at a time, that I every single day for hours at a time, just getting into the statistics and the numbers. So number one, I pray, I take a step back, I rely on my wife, and then I come back up and I'm even bigger and better than ever. Because it's not easy. Like, this is not easy for me to do. It's not. Like, I literally have to give myself a pep talk every time I do a serious stream. I have to give myself a pep talk to come up here and do it. Like, I ask myself every single day, is it worth it? is what I'm doing worth it? And obviously, I keep coming up with the answer yes, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be here doing it. So I just know what it's like to be. Yeah, man. I just know what it's like to be abused, and it's a horrible thing, and you just got to detach yourself any way you can, like for real, from it every once in a while, or it consumes you, and that's not ever good. So
Right. Right. Awesome. And the last question, if you had the opportunity to go back and talk to your younger self during the time that you were going through all of this trauma, what would you say to you?
That's a good one. No, yeah, stop it. That's Grandpa. Stop it.
I would have to say I'd have to. It depends. It would depend, I guess, really. Um,
That's enough. Stop it.
what would I tell myself at that time as a kid, or what would I tell them for the future as a kid,
What would
or
you
both?
tell them? Like you're you
Okay,
now, and you're able to go back and talk to your younger self as they're going through this trauma. What would you tell your younger self?
I would have to. I would tell. I would. It would have to. It wouldn't be just one thing. I'd have to tell them. I'd have to tell myself two things.
Hold on. Let me show
Um, hang on, I lost my wife's shoes.
you. My slippers. You took them off then.
They're in there. I didn't lose them. She just didn't look hard enough. They're on the bed, I think.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Okay, so
My bad.
so number one. Okay, so this was going on. This happened to me the summer I turned 5, and it ended the summer I turned 12. So at what
Mhm.
point in time? What point in time did I arrive to tell myself this? That's really important to
Whatever
this.
whatever time that you feel would be the most impactful and influential on your future.
Okay, so I'll do it in two ways. I'll do it at the beginning, and I'll do one for the end. Okay, so
Okay.
I would tell myself, go tell your mom and dad, because he ain't gonna hurt nobody. All he's doing is
Hmm.
hurting you. Go tell your mom and dad. Tell your mom and dad.
Hmm.
Then it would have came to an end. If I had to go back, if I was able to go back in time and tell myself something at the age of 12 when it stopped, I would tell him what happened to you sucked, but God has a huger plan for you, and as messed up as it sounds, you're gonna take this abuse that you went through and turn it into something major. You had to go through what you went through to get to where you're gonna be.
Hmm.
And
Absolutely.
like that's I would have said, tell your parents, man, tell mom and dad, and then it's
Yeah.
over and done with, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
hard, but you're gonna turn it around. You're gonna turn it around. You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I hope I justified your 3 questions.
You know what? I'm gonna have to actually say this out of the I don't know 40 or 30 or 40 different interviews I've done. Those are the best 3 questions I've been asked. I'm serious. Like I'm dead serious. Those are the best 3 questions I've been asked. Now
Wow,
that
that's
last one
awesome.
really
That's
got
a
me in the heart. That last one really got me in the heart.
Yeah.
So
I think that's
now my
something that
turn.
we always think about. Like,
Now
I
my
can go
turn.
back. Like,
Yep.
okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Now my turn, because I didn't tell you about that part. I get to pop 3 questions on you. Okay, where do you see your organization, and where do you see you in 10 years from now?
10 years from now, um, I definitely see a place where we are financially stable and able to do what we want to do for these children. So my goal is to have a residential campus for children, and a place where not only it's a safe place for children, but a place where, if possible, families can start to heal and start to rebuild that relationship, because not every time something happens does the tie get cut and severed, you know But when these children go into a lot of these alternative homes, it does more damage than good. And so what I would love to see is a residential campus where the child can receive everything that they need, including schooling, including, parents coming to visit, supervised visitations, and starting to build that. And if the child is unable to be reintroduced to the homes, this is a place that they can stay and they can learn and they can grow until they're ready to go out into the world and become successful humans. And that's what I would love to see in 10 years. I have big visions.
Oh no, that's great. Shoot for the stars. You know what I mean? Shoot for the stars. So that's good. Um, what is the most important thing that you taught your children?
The most important thing that I taught my children is to be one, to have faith in God. That was the first thing that I taught them, to have faith. Um, to try always to be a decent human being to people. Like, it doesn't cost much. It doesn't cost anything to
Yeah.
be good to people. Um, and that includes being honest and trustworthy. Um, and where you can, step in and help. I think one thing that my children have seen me do for years and years and years is be that catalyst for so many people, to help people for no reason at all and expecting nothing back. And, even though I didn't always have to speak on it, they saw it in my actions, which I always think is more important than anything that I could ever tell them. So I'm a very, like I said, action driven person. And with my children, not only did I, say certain things, but I showed them this is exactly, I am who I say I am, and you should be the same. So.
All right. All right. You made me go in the past. I'm going to make you go even in further in the future. If you could give parents of the future in 20 years from now, if you could give parents in 20 years from now in the future one word, one thing of advice, what would be that advice that you gave them?
Um, the time you spend with your child outweighs anything you could ever give them. I don't care if it's birthdays or Christmas or anything. Any, anything you could pay for, any toy, anything. It's going to be the time that you spend with them that's going to be the most valuable in their life. So don't worry about, what new this and what new that they can have. Worry about, the time that you can be in their life, really building those memories with them, because that's going to be the most important, and that's going to be the thing that's going to be a legacy, regardless of, what happens later. They're going to remember it.
Very good. Yeah, that's. I couldn't have came up with anything better myself. Okay, chat. Okay, chat. Now it's your turn. You guys got any questions for her? Now's the time. Now's the time. And I'll do this real quick. I'm gonna do this real quick. Open this up because some people don't like talking in chat, but they'll come up on panel. Watch what your kids do. Yeah. Yes. Absolutely. Miss Gothy. CSN's queen said. Um, she would say if she went back in time, she would say it's not your fault and hug your younger self and speak up and don't be afraid to tell.
Absolutely.
See, and once you hang out here a little bit more, you'll find out that there's some most of my community, we have something in common. You know what I mean?
Mm,
We all share that story. Well, not all of us,
right.
but for the most part, whether they're going to admit it or not, I know better. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're at a point in time where if drastic measures don't get taken real soon, in 10 years from now, 93% of the United States population will become a victim at some point in time in their life of a sex crime. 93
So,
fucking percent. It's already 86%.
wow. Wow.
I mean, it's horrible. That's what that's what when you ask that question, you know, what do you do? Like, that's why. Like, and if you got to remember, any statistics, especially any statistics you find on sex crimes with children, you got to remember a couple things. Okay, number one, they don't include any data from anybody under the age of 12. Okay,
Wow.
they don't, for privacy reasons, which I don't understand and I don't get it. Like, all I got to do is click a box.
Right.
Why doesn't they don't got to know who I am? Number two, all these numbers that you see, so we're just over or just under 800,000 registered sex offenders in the United States. You got to remember, that's just of the ones that have been caught, told on, arrested, went to court, went to prison, and got out. That's it. So I like telling everybody, if you want to get a more realistic number when it comes to these, multiply every number you see by 10. By 10. There should be 8 million registered sex offenders on the National Sex Offender Registry, not 800,000.
Right.
That's a more realistic number. Out of every 1,000 people who have been raped and have gone to court, only 25 of those will ever go to prison.
Wow.
Think about it. Like, it's real. It's real fucked up.
Yeah.
And people need to start opening their eyes, man. Like, I've laid my head in my wife's lap many times, telling her, babe, I don't know if I can do this anymore, man. Like, some of these stories I've covered and stuff of dads sexually abusing their 6-week-old baby daughter, murdering her because he made her perform fellatio on him at 6 weeks. Killed her.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. It's real, people.
Yeah.
It's literally happening. It's literally happening right now as we speak to some child somewhere in this country, around this world. Period.
Disgusting.
I think this is one of my most favorite interviews I've done so far too. Like,
is it?
Yeah, for real. Like, and it's kind of hard to rank him because I'm just like, this is like, you're somebody like most of the people that I interview on here. I mean, I've done a race car driver and some musical artists and stuff, but for the most part, they're just survivor stories. You know what I mean? And you're unique in the aspect that you're doing what you're doing, not because you were kidnapped or anything, but because you just found it needed to be out there. And that's majorly admirable. That's majorly like, raise the roof on that shit. You know what I mean? You're my hero. You're my hero of the day. You're my hero of the day.
And you're mine because you got them numbers, honey. You got them numbers. Somebody got to keep us informed because I'll be like, all I know is it's a lot and it's too many.
Yeah. And in like my book, it says, I wrote a book, right? Yeah. Like, see this guy?
Yes, I do. I remember. Yes.
And what does that say right there? What does it say right there on the back of that? One child is one too many.
Yes, it is. It is.
One child is one too many. We got a panel guest. What's up, Rex?
Not a lot, man. Good discussion.
Absolutely.
Yeah, good discussion.
So Rex is one of my regulars around here. He likes to come in here when we're having fun time, but he's also here like for the last month and a half, almost 2 months probably. He's here every single Monday. He's here every single Friday. And these are the streams, these Mondays and Friday streams. I'm actually going to start doing a Wednesday stream too, but that's going to be kind of different. But like these are the streams that I want to see 20, 30 people in the chat, and get a couple hundred views, get hundreds of views on them. You know what I mean? I don't like my fun streams. I really don't care if there's 25, 30 people. I really don't. But I'm glad they are. Right. But these are the streams. These important ones are the ones that I started doing this for. And these are the ones that I would love to see just flooded with people. You know what I mean? Babe. I was like, I think our dog's outside. My wife's out there with him. So we're good.
But yeah, I'm here for the fun. And I'm also here for the heavy discussions that we have.
Yes, absolutely.
Like
he never shows us his handsome face. He never shows us his handsome face.
No.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
No. Well, my tablet is crap, and that's where the camera is. And yeah, it's a Kindle, and yeah, it half-ass works most of the time. So, but yeah, I mean, like last night we did karaoke. How long did that stream go?
Almost 7 hours, bro.
And
it would have went longer. Like there towards the end, there was some major emotions that got set off in there, and it was all positive. It was Jersey. I love you, sweetheart. Okay. Like it was good. It was really good. Like there was some serious. We were having fun, and there was some serious stuff that went down. Like I mean, it's about actually Miss Gothy. I haven't yet. I'm so financially strapped at the moment. I honestly haven't. Like I'm just screwed at the moment. Like I'm gonna be down all summer with my arm now. Like it's I just got back from the surgeon. He told me, but I will get it out to you. I think I'll be able to do it towards the end of the month, like the 26th or 27th. So, but I'm just my back's messed up, so I haven't been working and shit, and it's just been screwed up for me. So, like, I got them all sitting on my bed. They're all signed, ready to go. But I'll get them out to you guys. Just please be patient with me.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, is your arm still bothering the crap out of you?
Yeah, and then I got my surgery day today. I'm not very happy about it, but it is what it is, So,
right on. Well, my mom went back to see her surgeon.
Another 9 days from now.
Yeah.
On the 18th. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Well, mom got back from her surgeon. We had to go get checked up today, and they got like almost all of it out of it. And her inside plumbing is working fine. So yeah.
Well, that's
Seems
good.
To be healing up good. So I got some good news about mom today.
Hell yeah, that's good, man. That's good. All them prayers that people sent out actually helped. Hey. That's always good.
I thank you.
Now, if we could just get TPR's mom home and a few other people that we know, in a better state, we'd be doing good.
Yeah.
So.
One step at a time. That's all you can do. One step.
You know what? I had somebody come into my life here recently, and she literally said one of the most amazing things to me. She's like, "Quit looking at. You don't got to see the whole staircase. Just take one step at a time."
Yep.
And I'm like, "Oh no shit!"
Absolutely.
Because for real, everything in my life, I'm looking up the whole staircase. This is what I gotta conquer. Well, that's stupid. Like one step at a time. Just handle the step in front of you. And so for that, Addie, thank you for the advice. So.
Oh yeah, she's smart. Yeah, she's way smart.
Yeah, she's cool. But like recent story, I seen raping a 91-year-old because of the society today. Like, oh my God.
I saw that one too. I saw that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I get my head gets so wrapped up in this stuff, and I get lost, and it's so physically draining to me. Like after this, I'm gonna go take a nap. I'm gonna go take at least like for real, like when it gets serious and shit like this, like I'm just gonna go lay down and take a nap. And it drains me,
Yeah.
especially when they become even
Yeah.
more serious. Like a couple nights ago, you know what I mean? Like draining, and it's horrible, man.
You gotta let your mind rest. You know, you gotta let your mind rest. That's why the balance is so necessary. So you talk about the heavy stuff, and then you talk about some fun stuff that's entertaining, because that balance keeps your mind from getting just so weighed down from all the trauma and the stress of, you know.
Oh yeah, you can only take so much. You know, you start to look around. It was
Right.
like it was Drew's stream, and he was going around pointing out. What was it? He had the pedophile sex offender tracker thing up.
No, that wasn't Drew's. That was my stream.
That was your stream. Okay.
Yeah, that was on my stream, bro.
Okay.
Yeah,
And they're everywhere. They are every fucking where.
everywhere. And that's only the one. That's only the dots that we can see. That doesn't show any of the invisible ones that are still hiding. But Peachy King, I thought I told you before. Yes, absolutely. You can. Oh my gosh, hang on, my dog is going crazy.
But yeah, I really respect you for advocating for the missing and lost and abused children. More people need to do that.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I forgot what I was gonna say.
Thank
We
you.
were
Thank
talking
you. I
about that
appreciate that.
pedophile tracker. Or the sex offender registry or whatever. Yeah. Those are the registered ones. Not the ones that you don't know about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Anyway, I can't even remember I just got a total brain cramp. I was talking to Peachy King. Yes, it's the only thing I ask for is just don't use it in a negative manner. Like, I appreciate you asking, but yes, I'm giving you permission to use whatever you want of my content and use it any way positive that you want. That's not going out to everybody. Now, no, not everybody has permission to go take my content and run around with it. That's for Peachy Keen and just Peachy Keen alone, and those that I've talked to in the past about it. They know who they are. So I got to make that out there, put that out there, and make this in. So, yeah. Hey, GTK, last night was fun. I fell asleep listening. I had fun last night too. We started getting we all kind of started everybody started getting kind of emotional last night towards the end, and it was good. It was good, you know. So, like, I mean, so, you know.
How many songs did I sing? I sang Wherever I May Roam. Just one? Just one. Okay.
You sang your song and you fucking bailed on me. That wasn't the deal, Clockwork.
Well, we've had thunderstorms, man. The power's been weird here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm.
All right. I look.
I'm just kidding. I
know you are. But we had one day, man. Fucking rattled the windows in the house. Boom. I was like, oh shit. It's like right outside. Closer than I would like. We'll put it like that.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so I just had some unexpected company show up. I wasn't expecting them to show up. I wasn't expecting anybody to show up. But we're at almost 2 hours now for this. I appreciate you very much, VB, very much for stopping by. I'll probably be live later so I can, wash all the seriousness away because I got to have my fun time. My fun time.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming and sharing your story, and keep fighting the good fight. That's all we can do.
And then Temper,
thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Temper, can you drop I'm just saying channel link again? Everybody, if you're in here and you're not subbed up to I'm Just Saying, well then that's not cool. And you should
I subbed. They dropped the link earlier. I went over there and checked it out. Go
sub or I'm gonna tell you to get out of here. Okay.
You sub now. You sub right now.
Do it now. Come back with the proof. I want to see receipts. Bring the receipts that you subbed up. I'm just kidding. My nose is itching like a phone bitch right now, too. What's up, Party Sauce? Sweetheart. Temper, Miss Gothy. Temper, do you need
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for having me and allowing me to share a little bit about what we do with you guys. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Anytime, you're more than welcome to come over whenever you want. Whenever I usually go live every single day at some point in time. So
yes,
you're more than welcome. You're part of the family. You're not getting rid of us anytime soon. You'll start seeing much more people coming over when you go live. Trust me when I tell you that.
I'm usually hanging around somewhere. Yeah, I'm either in the
Clockwork
chat.
is always hanging around somewhere.
I appreciate you.
But
Thank
yeah,
you so much for all the love too.
Absolutely.
And for caring about these kids.
Our pleasure. Yeah.
Hey, somebody's got
to do it. Yeah.
Someone's got to do it. I'm glad I can. I'm glad I can do it. So, and I'm glad you guys support me doing it. And like, that's the most important thing. Like, the content creator is only 10% of what makes a channel. The other 90% are the guests and the chat and the community. So I'm just 10% of this over here. So much love, much respect to all of the community, 100%. I'll be back in a few hours. I'm going to try to maybe get some work in. I'm going to make my son go to work for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm not supposed to, but I got to do what I got to do. So
yeah.
With that being said, everybody, this is G2K. Two things. Number one, try to love one another right now because you might not get a chance to do so tomorrow. And in fact, there are people that are here today that won't get that chance to do so. So we might as well take advantage of it while we can. And number two, tell your friends about me because they're going to want to know, get to know, and tell everybody about you. I'm just saying because she's awesome. You could tell people about Clockwork. You don't have to, but you can. You don't have to, but more so for I'm just saying. But this is G2K, ladies and gentlemen. I'm out of here. Have a good night.
Take care,
bye,
everybody.
Guys.
Thanks for showing up.
Bye.
Bye.